featuring the Jefferson Pipe Band and Friends. Will you please stand for the presentation of the American flag by the JPB members Linda Lindsay, retired U.S. Army, and Marine veterans Joseph Conway and Dustin Ferguson. Welcome the children, flags of the Celtic nations, and the Jefferson Pipe Band led by Drum Major Scott Thompson.
Jefferson Pipe Band, by the center, quick march!
First off, I want to present our flag bearer, Jonah Guinati, with the flag of Scotland, the Saltire. Next is Declan Case with the tricolour flag of Ireland. Scotty Bell, the flag of Brittany. Owen Case with the flag of the Isle of Man. Lakota Patton with the flag of Wales. And Ghana Darling with the flag of Cornwall. Thank you, flag bearers. Good evening, lads and lassies, and welcome to Jefferson Pipe Band's Summer Celtic Concert here in the beautiful SOU Auditorium. My name is Aidan Potter, and I'm happy to be your master of ceremonies for tonight's concert. We want to thank you for being here tonight and supporting the band. And it's good to bring this rich cultural traditions of Celtic music to the people here in the Rogue Valley. We especially wish to thank our sponsors, the Oregon Cultural Trust, the Jackson County Cultural Coalition, Josephine County Cultural Coalition, South Stage Cellars from Quail Run Vineyards, Local Pub 31, the Weekend Beer Company, Trader Joe's, This is a very balletic dance which depicts a graceful lady trying to attract the attention of the passing blue bonnets. Blue bonnets was the name of the Scotsmen which wore the blue bonnets, much like the British were called the redcoats. Abby will be accompanied by pipers Caleb Cox and Gavin Guidotti. This Nick and the next dance is an Irish jig performed by Naomi. The Scottish version of the Irish jig is another caricature dance depicting an Irish washerwoman who is angry with her erring husband. First time that ever happened. There are a number of stories regarding her anger with the husband, ranging from his drinking too much at the pub to his failure to help with the wash. Naomi will be accompanied by Gavin Guidotti. Thank you, pipers and dancers, for telling us a story through music and piping. Our next group will be introducing a different type of bagpipe called the Scottish small pipes. These smaller bellows, blown bagpipes, were favoured for their quieter, more melodic sound, making them suitable for indoor settings. We will be setting up here a number of chairs, and our pipers will be joining us. They have a rich history dating back as far back as the 15th century, but faded out in the 17th century or 18th century, with other types of pipes taking over. There was a great revival of these pipes in the 1980s, and their popularity continues to grow. These pipes are only one of a couple of hundred of different types of bagpipes, some of which will be demonstrated later in the program. So please welcome the JPB Scottish Small Pipers. drums are called the backbone or heartbeat of the band. They hold rhythm and they keep the band together. The drum corps is a vital part of the pipe band. The music is very difficult, is very difficult, and expression is done through dynamics, which help to create volume and emphasize certain movements that the pipers are playing. Here are the JPB drum corps with their drum fanfare, an experience not to be missed. The drum major of a pipe band is responsible for leading the band. They set the tempo, call the commands, and direct the pipes and drums through any marching maneuvers. They also set the example for deportment. How the band looks, posture and dress. Their uniform must be excellent. Scott Thompson began his career as a drum major over 40 years ago in high school. Since then, he has won numerous awards in solo competitions, including the Games in North America. He has taught drum majors for over 20 years and is now an adjudicator for the Western United States Pipe Band Association. Scott has been the drum major for the Jefferson Pipe Band for nearly a decade and is proud to work with this talented group of musicians.
Pipe band, by the center, quick march!
Welcome back. Most of you will recognize the next song being made famous in the Outlander series. The words were changed a bit for the show, but the true story behind the lyrics centers around the Battle of Culloden in 1746, in which the Scots were soundly defeated by an overwhelmingly large English force. The Scottish forces were led by Charles Stewart, known as Bonnie Prince Charlie. Prince was forced to flee into the hills and islands for months, evading capture and most famously crossing to the Isle of Skye, disguised as a woman. He eventually left Scotland in September of 1746, never to return. Please welcome Pat O'Scannell, who is bringing the hauntingly beautiful Skye Boat song to life for us.
The Battle of Culloden changed the fabric of Scotland forever. On the 16th of April, 1746, at around 1 p.m., the Jacobite army, fighting to put back their Stuart king who was exiled back on the British throne, opened fire their artillery at the government army. The battle lasted less than an hour, and in that time around 1,250 Jacobites were killed, almost as many wounded, and 376 were imprisoned, while the government army only lost 50 men and around 300 wounded. In the days following the battle, fallen or wounded Jacobite soldiers were killed, and prisoners shot. Houses were burned, women were raped, and children killed. The wearing of tartan was subsequently banned. So too were the playing of bagpipes and the speaking of Gaelic. Culloden marked the end of the Jacobite uprising and initiated a brutal campaign against Highland culture. The defeat led to the Highland clearances, where thousands were forcibly evicted from their ancestral lands, and the systematic dismantling of the clan system, stripping Highlanders of their identity and their traditional way of life. The Battle of Culloden was the last pitched battle on British soil.
Sweet bonny boat, like a bird our loyal ran. Yet ere the sword is cruel in the sheath, Charlie will come again. So speed, bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sails cry. Carry the lad who was born to be king over the sea blue sky, over the sea blue sky.
What an amazing performance. Earlier in the program, you heard the Scottish small pipes. There are over 200 different kinds of bagpipes in the world. Today, we will introduce some bagpipes that are not well known in America, hailing from Italy, Spain, and Ireland. The next set of pipes are called the gaita. This lovely bagpipe hails from Spain and has its roots in Celtic Iberian music. It is one of the highest pitched bagpipes and is known for its fast-paced and quick music reminiscent of the Spanish temper, fiery and impulsive. They will play a traditional Spanish jig into a traditional reel. last pipes are the Irish uilleann pipes. Uilleann in Irish means elbow. This is the most complex and difficult of bagpipes on the planet. The sound of this iconic bagpipe is popular in movie tracks and soundtracks such as Braveheart, Titanic, and Brave. They're able to play 2 octaves and able to bend notes. They're inflated with a bellows, which is pumped under the arm. The pipes have 7 reeds which sound the chanter, drones, and regulators. These pipes bring back childhood memories for me as I hear them. Caleb Cox and his wife Becky Cox. Now we'd like to introduce you to Caleb and Gavin Guidotti, 2 of the youngest members of the pipe band. These brothers both started on instruments at the age of 7. They are our future and hold our Celtic traditions. Gavin is 16 and Caleb is 13 years old. It is for the youth of Rogue Valley that events and concerts like this are held. The JPB goal is to help more kids and adults get the opportunity to learn these instruments and to participate in competitions and partake in other events. The cost of uniforms, lessons in school, plus travel can get very costly, so the money from your ticket donations today will go towards helping other kids get a chance to be a part of the bagpipe band. The band welcomes anyone who would like to take lessons. Please talk to us after the show. Now please welcome Gavin and Caleb. Caleb Guidati. Now please welcome back to the stage Pat O'Scannell and Lynn Reardon, performing a medley and whistle and harp. They will start with a slow air called Cúlú, which is Gaelic for the fair-haired girl, followed by two reels, Hold the Reins, and Dinny O'Brien's. And now, a song in Gaelic called Faravatla, Oh, my boatman. Thank you, Pat and Lynn. Now please welcome back to the stage our Highland dancers, Naomi and Abby. The first dance is a well-known sword dance performed by Abby. Legend has it that the initial Gilly Callum was created by Malcolm Canmore, a Celtic prince who fought a battle in 1054. Triumphant, he crossed his opponent's swords and his own and danced over them, celebrating his victory. It is also said that the Highland warriors danced the sword dance prior to battle. If a warrior touched the swords, it was considered a bad omen, alluding to injury or death in battle. Abby will be accompanied by piper Caleb Cox. amazing agility. The next dance tonight is called Barracks Johnny, performed by Naomi. This was originally a recruitment dance for the Scottish Army. This dance is supposed to represent the strength, agility, and determination the soldier received while going through training. Naomi is accompanied by Gavin Guidotti. The last dance is called Sean Trús. The Gaelic phrase means old trousers. And having 4 older brothers, I am very familiar with old trousers. Abby and Naomi are accompanied by Gavin Guidotti. Thank you, ladies. Ladies. As we wrap up the evening, we'd like to offer deep, heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who's attended tonight. This isn't possible without you. And for making the concert possible. Without the support of the community, events like this could not happen. So please continue to support your local pipe band and the future of Celtic music in the Rogue Valley. If you've enjoyed tonight's performance, please tell your friends. and join us again next year. This song I've heard so many times in my own family back in Ireland and extended family, The Parting Glass. A traditional Irish-Scottish ballad has a history that can be traced back to the 17th century. The song, often sung as a farewell, is a reminder of a time when parting glasses or stirrup cups were common fare for departing guests. These were final drinks offered to those leaving, intended to fortify them for their travels. Please welcome our singers, Becky and Caleb Cox. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the night with an amazing audience today. Tremendous energy, and the group backstage also feel that energy tonight. Now we will have from the Jefferson Pipe Band the great finale, the Steam Train to Mulla, and then followed by Scotland the Brave Now a War for the finale. Jefferson.
Pipe band walking out by the tap. Ready? And tap, tap, tap. the rolls. 1,